All right, Jesse on fire. Jon Jones week, son. Jon Jones fights on Saturday, and I am extraordinarily excited, and he is making waves. This guy knows how to make headlines, and he's making some outlandish statements leading into this fight. And I love when Jon Jones does this because Jon Jones is one of these rare fighters who is also extraordinarily smart and very strategic, and he doesn't get enough credit for that. And he's making outlandish statements, in my opinion, about not just Cyril Gane, not just about the fight, but about previous champions, about a bunch of other stuff. And so that is what we're going to talk about in this video. I'm going to tell you what he said. I'm going to tell you why he's saying it. I'm going to tell you whether I think that he actually believes the things that he's saying, and how I think that he's setting this fight up in a way that is very misleading. So we're going to go into all of that stuff. And guess what? I'm not even going to put an ad in this video, son. I'm not even going to put an ad in this video. I am going to put an opportunity into this video later on. But guess what? All I'm going to do is just ask that we do what we do, which is I make the content. If you're going to watch more than one of my videos, all I ask is that you subscribe to the channel. This is a channel for adults, and adults go, hey man, I work really hard. Do you mind subscribing to the channel if you're going to watch my stuff? I appreciate it. It's a gentleman's agreement. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. I don't know what is going on. There's something very weird going on right now, which I won't get into because it doesn't matter. But anyway, so let's talk about Jon Jones. And so here's the deal. So Jon Jones, he has made two things that I want to talk about, two statements that I want to talk about. Number one is about Cyril Gane, and he said that today. The other one is about Francis Ngannou, and I want to talk more about that one later, which is actually hilarious. Maybe I'll even start there. Yeah, I think I'm going to start there. I think I'm going to start with the Francis one. So Francis, obviously, listen, you know what? I realize a lot of the time that I say things as if I just know that or as if everybody just kind of knows what was going on behind the scenes with the Francis thing, where I kind of knew what was going on behind the scenes with the Francis thing. And so I find myself like talking about this sometimes, assuming that everyone knows stuff that I'm not really even sure if I shared on the channel. So let's just say this. What happened with Francis Ngannou is that Francis did everything he could to fight Jon Jones, but he had caveats that were important to him in terms of what he wanted out of the upcoming fight, right? Out of his upcoming contract. Many of which were needs that were not going to be met by the UFC, and thus that is why he is a free agent, okay? So when the story became, when he became a free agent, that he was scared of Jon Jones, that I knew was completely ludicrous because they had been trying to fight Jon Jones for a very long time. As a matter of fact, he turned down a fight with someone else because he was like, no, we don't even want that fight. We want Jon Jones. So the idea that he did not want to fight Jon Jones is just not true. However, so Jon Jones made statements recently stating that when someone said, well, listen, no matter what happens with Jon Jones, Francis is always going to be the undisputed champion because he never lost. And Jon Jones all, whoa, pal. Hang tight there for a second, okay? Hang on just for 1 second. There is no way that Francis remains the heavyweight champion if he was too afraid to fight me and left the organization, and then I go out and I win the title. There's no way that Francis is still considered the undisputed champion when he's afraid to fight me. And then he went through some kind of, some fact patterns that would support that way of looking at it, which were, listen, I don't believe, first of all, here's the bottom line. Francis is not afraid to fight Jon Jones. That's not true. That's just bottom line. That is not true. Do I think that Jon Jones actually believes that? Of course not. Okay? Of course not. But Jon Jones is a strategist. Now, if you're Jon Jones, what are you going to say? What are you going to say about why Francis, the guy who was the heavyweight champion and never lost and left, what are you going to say? Like, well, he left because, he didn't want to fight. Of course you're going to say because he's scared of me. Of course. Of course that's what you're going to say. And so it's just strategy because he thinks he's going to win on Saturday. And when he beats Cyril Gane, he doesn't want anybody going, well, he's not the real champion, And in fairness, though, there is a good fair amount of that would be healthy because you want to try to drive Francis to come back and actually fight. But nonetheless, I actually don't really know what would drive Francis to want to come back more. Like people being like, Jon Jones is the real champ, or Francis, you're the real champ. I have absolutely no idea. It doesn't really matter. I just want to see them fight. But the idea that Francis left because he's scared of Jon Jones is fundamentally just not true. That said, okay, with that said, Francis doesn't just get to sit back on his hands and go undisputed champion forever, like he's 46 years old. He's all, well, I never lost, so I'm still the undisputed UFC champion. It's like, nah, dude. No. Jon Jones beats Cyril Gane and he beats him handily. He's a heavyweight champion because he's the heavyweight champion of fighters who are in the organization. Now, if Francis comes back, champion versus champion, I love it. Jon Jones has never lost to any heavyweights, period. He's never lost to anybody, actually. So I love that move from Jon Jones. I think it's smart strategy. That's obviously him trying to bait, Francis to come in and then also set up the legitimacy of his championship reign, assuming that he wins against Cyril Gane. I mean, hello, obviously, but it's not true. Just so we're clear, it's not true, right? Now, let's talk about the Cyril Gane fight, though. But before I do, really quick, I'm going to tell you exactly what I think about. I'm going to tell you what Jon Jones said. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think is going to happen in that fight. But before I do, really quick, today and tomorrow are the last 2 days of the Sheath Underwear Jordans giveaway. If you haven't tried Sheath Underwear, get on sheathunderwear.com. Use promo code FIRE. You will get 20% off. You will get an incredible pair of underwear. And also, you will be entered to win a pair of Jordans. They're going to be black and white ones. They're super sick. Thomas Mendez won them last month. This month, I have barely any entries as far as, compared to normal. I'm telling you, you have a really good chance of winning if you get in this today or tomorrow. And we'll do the drawing later in the week, and then I will let everybody know who the winner is. So, sheathunderwear.com, use the promo code FIRE. You buy a pair of Sheath underwear. I don't even need to sell these on you. I don't need to sell them anymore. They're the bomb. You will get them, and you will love them, and you'll get entered to win a pair of Jordans. You might even get a pair. You might get a bomb pair of Jordans and a bomb pair of underwear for like $20. So, anyway, so when it comes to Cyril Gane, what did Jon Jones say today? Okay, so Jon Jones says, I feel like I'm going to make this fight look surprisingly easy. I'm going to go out there and dominate. I'm going to finish this fight. I'm going to have fun doing it. He also, if I recall, said some other stuff related to it's been more than 3 years since Jon Jones fought, and he's that confident that he's going to beat Cyril Gane. He's going to finish him. Good for him. He also said that he also minimized all of Cyril Gane's wins, right? So he said that the best wrestler that Cyril Gane has beat is not a good wrestler, basically, right? He said that Francis Ngannou is the best wrestler that he's faced, and Francis Ngannou was able to out-wrestle him and dominate the fight that way, which is true. And I mean, here's the thing. Cyril Gane has not had a dissimilar rise on the up versus like Alex Pereira, right? Like, we know he's a striker. They didn't want to put him up against someone who was a fantastic grappler because there's not a lot of heavyweight star power, and Cyril Gane is a potential star, obviously. If they put him against Curtis Blades, that's a completely different matchup than the types of matchups that he's faced. They put him against, Tom Aspinall, very different. They put him up against that lunatic Russian, bottom line is he hasn't fought any real grapplers, which is true. Now, do I think that Jon Jones is going to grapple with Cyril Gane? No, actually, I don't. I think that Jon Jones is actually not going to grapple very much with Cyril Gane. I think he might clinch with him, and not like he's not going to. But do I think that Jon Jones is going to go out there and kind of just engage a little bit in striking, and his entire game plan is to just take Cyril Gane down? I don't. I really don't believe that is what his main game plan is. If he starts getting in trouble, of course. But I think Jon Jones is going to beat Cyril Gane on the feet. That's what I think. I think Jon Jones is going to beat Cyril Gane on the feet. I think he's going to look great. I think that there's nothing about Jon Jones that mirrors any of the guys that Cyril Gane has fought thus far. He's much more mobile. He has much better footwork. He can hit you from further away. He's a better fighter. He's a better grappler. He's a better striker. He's better at everything. He's literally better at everything. And, but here's the thing. Here's the other thing, right? Everybody thought Jake Paul was going to win yesterday against Tommy Fury. Everyone did. Everyone. And by the way, I worked really hard on a Tommy Fury versus Jake Paul video that I did earlier today. And when I uploaded it, YouTube had the sound blocked at first. Like, they do this every once in a while, where YouTube, like, the sound's not on. And when they do that, the first 100 people that click on it, the sound's gone. So they click off the video, and it tells the algorithm that people don't like the video, and then they stop suggesting it to everyone. And I used to pay really close attention. I would catch it when that happened. I would take the video down, then re-upload. I didn't pay attention when I did this one, and I just looked, and it's really infuriating. If you don't mind going and watching that video, because it's too late for me to take it down and re-upload, but that for sure happened, and I worked really hard on that video, man. So anyway, it's neither here nor there. I don't even know how I got on that. Oh, yes, I do. Everyone thought Jake Paul was going to win, and Jake Paul did not win. Tommy Fury won. And in hindsight, it was kind of like, man, I guess that was actually kind of obvious, right? That Tommy Fury was probably going to be a lot tougher than people were giving him credit for. Now, in my opinion, I actually think Cyril Gane kind of fits pretty squarely into that category also, where you're like, why does everybody think that Jon Jones is going to walk through Cyril Gane? We haven't seen Jon Jones in 3 years. But It is Jon Jones. But Cyril Gane matches up very well against Jon Jones because he's tall, he's got good reach, he's in and out. Candidly, he probably matches up best against Jon Jones versus anyone else in the division. If we're being straight, I mean, there is a good possibility that Cyril Gane wins that fight. I personally think Jon Jones is going to win just because I believe in the supreme confidence of Jon Jones and his talent. He's incredible, dude. And I think he's been training really, really hard. I think that he took this really seriously, and going up to heavyweight is a completely different ball game. You've got him completely focused. And I think he's going to win. And I think he's going to win on the feet. I do. So we shall see, dude. We shall see. I mean, I'm not talking like he's going to stay on the feet the whole fight, but I think that you're going to see a significant amount of the fighting on the feet from Jon Jones, and I think he's going to do well. I think he's going to do really, really well. The idea that he's just going to walk through Cyril Gane is, I don't know. It seems very unlikely. I mean, Cyril Gane hasn't even been seriously hurt on his feet. He hasn't even gotten seriously touched on his feet. So if Jon Jones, it's just going to be that easy to just take down Cyril Gane. I mean, who knows? Who knows? I think Jon Jones is going to do well, though. I think he's going to do well on the feet, and I think he's going to, do I think he's going to finish Cyril Gane? I don't know. I feel so ridiculous making this prediction because there's no possible way for you to feel confident about anything Jon Jones. He hasn't fought in 3 years. So, but I'm definitely rooting for Jon Jones because I love stories like this. And I really want to see him fight Francis Ngannou. And I think that all of his public statements are strategic, and I'm excited to see it. And now I'm going to do a video about how I am going to UFC Miami with Dana White. What's up, dude? That's happening. Peace.